with plenty lie inside. Then now, na the term for strip the headlines bare and tell the story just like it is. Brutally frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines.
We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy, agriculture, education, health, and tourism.
By serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible. This na Brutally Frank.
This is Brutally Frank,
Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slik TV, channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page.
Article 19 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights is very clear. It states that everybody gets the right to freedom of opinion and expression, but no right at all anywhere in the world, nor they win an absolute right. Because for every right, there is always an attached responsibility, whether now from artistic provocation or online hate speech, or even to whistleblowers, or even to just disinformation in itself. All of these things, now things them where they cost lives. And the question don't always remain, at what point does freedom of expression go too far? The philosopher John Stuart Mill, he argued inside Liberty that the only justification for restrict speech, freedom of speech in itself, now for prevent harm to others, and not offense, not discomfort, but simply for prevent harm. So the harm principle don't be the bedrock of almost every other liberal free speech theory. But in the 21st century, we don't try for expand the harm theory, for include psychological harm, reputational harm, and even systemic harm, like voter suppression, and a host of other things them we tie down to disinformation. I know my viewers tonight might be wondering, why are we taking this philosophical route and, talking about all the philosophies and points of views and all of which? It is because what we want for talk about tonight, now something we get some complexities around them. One, now something where on the one side, it is given. And on the other side, it seems like say, okay, there are walls there are limitations where you know for cross. Freedom of expression in itself, the definition are from the word in itself, freedom of expression. You get right to your opinion. You get right for talk how you feel. You get right for say, oh, I like this, I hate that, and that is fine. But your freedom only goes so far as Usai, the next person in your right, starts. Now that's the complex twist. Because there is often just a thin line between you just expressing your right to freedom of speech and you actually crossing the line and thereby, whether advertently or inadvertently, bringing harm to the next man. Now, the unique factor that is there for guarantee, say, me right of freedom of speech, not enter inside your right to protection from vile language, vilification, or disinformation, now the law. The law, now they ensure, say, I will exercise my rights to freedom of speech, and it is that same law, now they ensure that while I am exercising my rights to freedom of speech, I not bring harm to the next man. Often, that particular law, who uses the law? Who that it is served at which point? And right here, we want for dissect waiting a freedom of speech in itself. Using, of course, a case in point, the Zainab Sharif situation, because 4 years, 2 months, that was the judgment that was handed down at the magistrate court level. So we want for use Dande as a case study for analyze the concept of freedom of speech in itself. So viewers, like always, welcome to No Man's Land. This now Brutally Frank, and I am James Fortune, Tonight, like we do it always, no bars, no limitation. All waiting we want for bring. Now, undiluted facts, or you may prefer to call it undiluted truth, right here on Brutally Frank. We'll go for a short break, and when we get back, we'll get it kicking.
Agriculture, education, health, and tourism.
By serving as your voice in asking the why, where, how, and when questions to the people them we responsible.
This na Brutally Frank.
This is Brutally Frank.
Showing every Sunday at 7 p.m. on Slik TV, channel 37, and streaming live on our Facebook page and official website.
You don't tire for your boku talk. Strip the headlines bare and tell the story just like it is. Brutally Frank goes where others won't, exposing the real stories behind the headlines.
We tackle issues of maximum importance to the growth of Sierra Leone, from politics to the economy.
Hey, welcome back. If you just join me, the program where you watch now Brutally Frank, where they come to you live here on Slik TV, channel 37. We also they live with Facebook page at Slik TV, and you can also get we live with Epic Radio page at Epic Radio. Tonight on Brutally Frank, we want to talk about freedom of speech. And at what point in itself do we mash the brake and say, step on the brake? No, this why I don't cross things out the person in right. And all of which. So tonight for Discuss Dandy, we want to use the Zainab Sharif situation, which is something we don't do all over social media for the better part of the weekend as a case study. So now while we take an insert, basically something we summarize this whole case from how it starts, stay to the midpoint, and to the conclusion where we get just before the weekend. And then I will come to my studio guest for Saturday analysis. But now, let's take a listen.
It begin with interview where it take inside APC Mammoth meeting on January 31, 2026. That been just normal Saturday where the APC then been get the meeting at Tuga Mini Stadium. Usai Zainab talk some word them. We make national conversation. From that day, the PPRC be then find the All People's Congress Party a total of 350,000 new loans. Usai then say them we don't get agreement to them political party so say they're not for talking any word. We no go born good picking to a neighbor. From after that fine day, the legal proceeding begin. Zainab, however, police be issue out for a warrant of arrest. After that warrant of arrest today, have been just one quiet day. Zainab go gym in a particular gym in place. Also a video go around on social media. See they don't arrest them. Now the magistrate court number 1 a Freetongue. Also then charge her with use of abusive language and threatening remarks. Where they say not go in line with the 1965 Public Order Act. For 9 term. Zainab make am before the court. Usai various people in camp for support am. Amongst the popular faces, the way them been dating and Nas to Fofana, Ivona Kisoya, Basita Michael, Joseph Fitzgerald Kamara, Abdul Karim Kamara, and Adi Macaulay. But on the 14th day of April 2026, the court been passing verdict. Usai then sentenced Zainab to 4 years and 2 months in prison. And that normal moment we begin with crowd. Land Zainab na prison wall. Today's story don't raise question about accountability and expression. When make people when they ask, so go vision Rabiatum.
Okay, welcome back. So that was just an insert. We basically summarize the whole dynamic regarding this particular personality as Zainab Sharif. Mind you, we're only using case as a case study for analyze the concept of freedom of speech in itself. But the ultimate goal for tonight's program is to really look at the concept of freedom of speech in itself in entirety and see where exactly the line don't be drawn in previous cases and compare that to this present one and every other thing in between. So for further that conversation day tonight, I'm being joined by Alfonso B.M. Bani, winner executive, civil society activist, human rights activist, well, everything around activism. You can give, if there are any further title, as long as they relate to activism, you can ascribe them to Mr. Bani, because I've known him for the longest time. Good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, and thank you for having me.
The topic on freedom of expression in itself. We live in a complex society now because if you look 10 years ago, there was not this kind access to social media and all of social devices and all. So when it comes even to the thing of freedom of speech, by inflection, what it was. But looking at this case in particular, what was the feeling like for you when you heard the judgment?
Well, to me, I'll just look at probably the court or in the courts, they look at the facts already before you and the law itself. And so it's not based on voting people and the opinion of people, but it's based on the law and the facts. So voting the facts they present before the magistrate, now it look at and follow the law and hand down judgment. And so maybe look at it from that angle, based on the facts presented before the magistrate, and it link her up with voting in the law for give that kind type of jail term, where yet been for look at the voting the provision say in law for that type of offense. Yes, offense. But if they give a minimum that enough for be less than 3 months or 1 month or 1 year, then they give the discretion to the magistrate for make them act. Or if they say enough for exceed, say 7 years or 5 years, then you give the leverage to the magistrate for decide as to use or use the discretion for either the maximum what they put or
the highest.
or yes, or the lowest. It can even say it even jail for even 1 week based on voting at the maximum threshold, so that the discretion of the bench.
I think that very discretion then is something we don't come under scrutiny regarding this particular matter. Because before first of all the judgment, it was this whole thing of not granting bail to the accused, and plenty people will look at again the magistrate in discretion, but plenty people will look at as being something maybe the law that was some sort of a heavy hand that recurrently all through this process that she was not granted bail, she was kept there, and now this sort of outcome. With your experience when it comes to these sort of things, how would you speak to that?
I think the Zanab Sheriff himself give the opportunity for the prosecution for establish a case of a non-bailable issue, because when the incident happened, we believe reasonable information suggests that there been requests for make it go, but it not go, and they issue a warrant. When they issue a warrant, they suggest you don't want to go peacefully for go respond or whatsoever, and so now a warrant now they make sure say any side they see you, they hold you bodily. And according to even your insert to make, the video will suggest they may go meet a regime. So automatically, it don't present a situation to the prosecution for convince the bench for say this wire with this case cow presenter will look for no even say and pass what they make a wire and find out catch you go catch up. And so this if you grant a bail, it go jump bail. So it depends how the defense and the prosecution able to convince the bench. Bail are a right, but now the submission, the circumstances where they surround the matter and how they do the argument, then go convince the bench for say, this was the grant a bail or no grant a bail.
How would you speak to, and that's a good point that you just made, that bail in itself, it's at the discretion of the magistrate. But you get people way, and I tell you the reason why I am even going this route now for the purpose of public education, because you get people they put out the opinion there that as long as somebody a person accused gets the requisite things them way guarantors or people we can stand in for them, bail should be that easy to get in court. And that's what plenty people, even civil society activists such as your, where they're within the field where you say they work, don't they tout that kind of opinion?
Well, that,
would you say that's
that's an opinion, but you know, the bill not they look at that way. The bill they look at the argument for bail. What in the prosecution they present, and if Nameka begin with a premise, if at the time when the incident happened, Zainab Sheriff voluntarily go to the police, there was an argument for
then
the
there
defense.
Would have been something different.
Yes, there's an argument for the defense for say, but you should find this in Canada engine cap, so you know they even jump bail, but you know he been there in hiding from the information where they come also yes, and so the prosecution they use that day. So the time when he been there in hiding, it gives the opportunity for the prosecution for use them against them for denying bail. So the prosecution, all what in prosecution wants, now for make sure say they hold you, they put you behind bars. That are the essence of the for prosecution for convince the bench. And at that particular time, the prosecution will get an opportunity for convince the bench that if you grant this woman bail, it not go appear.
That she's a flight.
Yes, she's a flight risk. So in conduct at the initial stage, give reason for the bench for side with the prosecution for denying bail. Okay. You hearing me? So even though bail is not a right, but it is not absolute. You get for convince the bench. They don't go just carry the give bail if your arguments know what the source for make the bench, though the magistrate or the judge for make them grant you bail. So you get for present the reason why for make that magistrate or if Naik or the judge go believe say if they grant you bail, go tamper, you know, the evidence or the prosecution or whatsoever. So all that in the package for present and convince.
So on the one hand, it is a right, you know, but at the same time, in terms of how that right, whether you were getting it or not, it is exercised. It is at the discretion of the magistrate based on the given circumstance and the arguments in front of him. Yes. Well, that would lead me to actually bring this argument when there's something as well that has been on social media. The one we get for do with the fact that, you know, there is this thing of certainty when it comes to how the courts operate in terms of how it don't deal with previous matters, them with FIBA, that same matter, there is this thing of precedents, you know. All lower courts, apart from the Supreme Courts, they are bound by precedents based on the fact that if a particular situation don't emerge and the court rule in a particular manner, there is every likelihood that if something with FIBA, that situation, you call again and it come in front of the court, then it's generally expected that they should rule in the same manner how they do them in the past. The reason why I am bringing this is with specific reference to the case of Mr. Kadiru Kaikai, because some of the charges them for which Zainab Sharif was arraigned in front of the court and ultimately, you know, convicted for, then similar to some of the things them we be fly online. You know, one we get for do with the fact that this man I mentioned, Kadiru Kaikai, made a video for which he touts some very specific lines we relate around having the war chest, you know, for bring things and things like that. And plenty people don't draw some kind of connection between waiting Kadiru say then and the statement where Zainab Sharif make now. Where plenty people don't say if in that instance it was just something that was kind of settled at the police station. Why you see this kind of strength on the aspect of, you know, the prosecutors at the law officers department, whose kind of strength this when then they pull pan this one, that the only reason why they are acting as such is because this one is much more aligned with the opposition, while the man we I mentioned initially, Mr. Kadiru Kaikai, is aligned with the government. How would you speak to this kind of analysis where they on social media regarding this situation now?
Well, I go tend for restrain myself for link the Kadiru Kaikai issue with the Zainab Sharif, even though they all get some instances. But I go tend for link the Kadiru Kaikai situation with that of our own. Okay. You hear me? Where you see the Kadiru Kaikai, you see the aspects of incitement. Then our hunts now more of I can refer to as they try to tarnish somebody in image way it been direct and it was personal to a family, like to the first lady. And you see how Gadilu Kaikai them just bring calm, they say, well, let's just make a public apology. Why some people they deal to an individual or a small group of people as against the majority in become so what say they deny if I did na custody for even beyond the time wait for they even in custody. So that one they will be believe say even though we condemn the conduct because when they do human rights work or when they do anything even as a journalist, the force you will get for maintain, you will always avoid for use either for make you use or advocate violence. So there is no way better by conduct, by words and action, you for avoid for advocate or use violence. So we condemn our aunt at that time in statement. But the conduct of the police and the states and the government, it may go way beyond, because when you look at what our aunts do and what I call her Chief Gadilu Kaikai been say, in no balance. You hear me? In no balance. So that was the situation. Okay. Now, if you take the Gadilu Kaikai, you link them to the Zainab Sheriff. Why I talk say you know go relate them because the Gadilu Kaikai issue no reach the court. You don't go to court. So you don't go decide for talk why the police don't go to the court. Why? Because then go talk say the man don't make a public apology. You hear me? We'll not see that one day being offered to Zainab Sheriff. You hear me? But what you see, they charge them. Yes. And when they charge them to court, then it don't become a little bit different because that one even stop at the police. This now it don't go through like the justice, the criminal justice system. Yes. They don't arrest them, they don't go police, they take statement, then charge them, they go through DPP, they evaluate, they also they say the DPP return back, say where they for prefer charges and send the matter go court, it go court and you go through trial. Exactly. And now it don't go prison. So it don't go through the criminal justice system. You hear me? So that's now a little bit different from the Gadilu Kaikai. But I want, before we delve into the critical thing then, now we look at two key elements in all these discussions where I think say I want to use that for make people will all understand. You make the intro and you begin make reference to Article 19. Yes. But now look first, you get freedom of expression, you get incitement. These are two distinct things. Okay. But when you talk about what's in a freedom of expression, freedom of expression is just a simple definition. Now the right way you get for seek, for receive, for share information through by any means without interference. Now just the simple aspect of the meaning freedom of expression. Where you get the right for seek, for share, for disseminate information by any means without interference. I just want people to understand. Let them get that key aspect without interference. Now, ask yourself first the question: freedom of expression is protected by law or is not protected by law? In the first place, we say yes, it's protected by law. And now the ones of the references the way make Article 19, both Article 19 of the Universal Declaration on Human Rights, Article 19 of the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, Article 9 of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, and Section 25 of the Constitution of Sierra Leone 1991 Constitution talk about that protection. Yes. You hear me? And what's in the test of freedom of expression, or what it really include, what it mean? This is like a criticism where they make, either to government, on popular opinion, protests, offensive languages, you just name political debates. Those are the things. But the catch on freedom of expression is that it's not absolute. So you don't get absolute freedom for just talk what you want for talk. Exactly. And why It's not absolute because there are certain limitations. The limitation is that while you get the freedom of expression, they limit you, one, for making not damage the reputation of somebody else, making not cause irreparable harm on national security of the state.
Yeah.
While you get your freedom of expression, you know, go begin to talk about the military strength or the which government put in arms and ammunition. You begin to talk about public insane and freedom of expression. No. That does not work. The other limitation we get is now for public interest or public morale, public health or public morale. Those are the limitations. So it tells you, say, you know, even though you get the rights, but there are limitations. But what you try for talk is, even when they put that limitation in there, it will be proportionate. It will be necessary. Okay. So the logo just make the limitation because they want for doing. Now that you make even at the international level, you get what you refer to as the Sirikuna principles.
Okay.
When they talk about the permissible limitations of rights, they tell you, say, even though you get rights to freedom of movement, but they go restrict that. Just take the case of the Ebola and the Corona crisis. Now you right for worker, but because government want to curtail the spread and transmission of the Ebola and what is they say, hey, Padiman, you know they come here reach Waterloo.
Okay, so
that's
very beautiful. I mean, the base that you just established. And it's important that, well, of course, you know, the theory, people will understand exactly, you know, what it mean and all, and that is greatly appreciated. Now, from that particular point there, I just want to let we now, maybe, from your definition, start with the aspect of proportionality. We get for do with the fact that, well, it's just, you not go use big hammer. Then there would, it would kind of be like, say, hey, this one not to fly no more in 10 for kilo. Because if na fly at 1 kilo, like, I would, you know, use something else way proportional to waiting I want for cure. Now, in this specific instance of, again, the scenario where I just referenced, the case, the one with Mr. Kadiru Kaikai and that of Zainab Sharif. One thing where people don't claim, say, and get in similarity, now the fact that, yeah, these were both, you know, things that were shared on social media. And these were things we get, you know, political undertone. The reason why I'm not liking them to that of our own situation, well, because, you know, that was not politics. It was kind of, like you say, personal sentiments and, you know, directed at a particular person rather than within the political sphere. Again, there is the opinion that in this instance, you know, the speed, the pace, and this kind, the fact that, okay, you were not, you know, this leeway was not even there to say, okay, he apologized and prosecution would have options on the table, but rather just wanting to drag her to court and get a conviction without anything on the sidelines. Now, that's what people have been speaking to, especially because it concerns a notable figure within the opposition. And it's coming at a time where the opposition don't cry some serious foul regarding the way they're being treated, especially when it relates to the justice sector. The, you know, not too long picture where they don't get. So within that line, that's why I'm asking now that from your experience in all of it, let's deal first of all, maybe bit by bit, with the way DPP, you know, the push this case and everything and get them to this point. Would you say it's proportional?
Really, before we look at, I want to get, because I really want to let people understand the context there. So before we look at the proportionality and the role of the police or the prosecution.
Yes.
We don't look at the issue of expression. We also understand what incitement means. So when you don't get them two bases in there, you go begin tend to understand why maybe for this reason they decide for pushing or not or whatsoever.
Okay, so maybe let's start with incitement.
Yes,
like
not look at incitement. Law will also try what incitement really mean. Incitement now any expression where they make. Where they actively, I want to let people don't take the word actively. The expression where they make or statement where they make, where they actively encourage, urge, or provoke people in action for commit violence or harm or do anything. Now the issue of incitement. Where they make an expression or a statement where they actively encourage, urge, or provoke somebody in action for making it become violent, make it become unlawful, and make it cause harm. Now, we also ask the same question like how we ask on the issue of freedom of expression. Is incitement protected by law? It's not protected by law. In fact, they prohibit it. They encourage, the international community, they encourage all states for prohibit the issue of incitement, either incitement to hate, like when they can either hate crime, discrimination, or whatsoever. So these state parties say, will not make any kind of way for prohibit the issue of incitement, where they cause violence or whatsoever. Now, what are the test for incitement? And this is very interesting. The one key test when they look at the issue of incitement, we for look at the likelihood for say violence or unlawful action they occur. That are the first we get for look at when they try for critically analyze the issue of incitement. There is all likelihood that that statement to that person don't make for urge, for encourage, or for provoke somebody in action. There is all likelihood that violence or unlawful action will occur.
Yes.
The second thing that there is an eminent the statement if there is for be an intent to incite. So the expression they make, it must show an intent for incite.
Yes.
What I mean intent for incite, intent for encourage you, intent for push you, intent for convince you for go commit a crime or do an unlawful act. You hearing me? Then the third one you get for look at say the accept you get for directly if a link between the statement and the risk. You get for see a link with that expression what I make and the risk where they follow. There should be a link.
Okay.
And I will say for give you an example. Like an example that you dey call on people and the crowd for go attack a specific law. And they call on social group for go attack this tribe A and damage them and kill them.
Yes.
You hear me? So if they see the insightful message, they encourage you. Or if they call people them for go say, we will go burn a state house. Now not go burn state house. If they see the what is it?
The flow. Yeah.
The flow. And so as they do that today, now in they don't take the leverage, the issue of incitement. And the bring come for many people that begin to look at that incident will make they bring come the Secretary General of the All People's Congress Party.
Yes.
So if you listen to what the Secretary General talk, you listen to what Zainab Sharif say on that particular day, you will see exactly then to the area of freedom of expression and the area where reach the threshold of an intent to incite.
Yes, they use as top examples for this discussion the Kadi Ukaikai case and that of the Zainab Sharif case. And I'll just maybe break them down briefly. Just as you stated, the issue of incitement. Now, when you watch the Kadi Ukaikai video and the Zainab Sharif video, one thing where they all two get in common. Now, now that both videos, they refer to the future. You get. Kadi Ukaikai was saying that if I am not elected president, A, B, C, and Z would follow. Not so. Now, Zainab Sharif in video was also indicating that if we have an election and anybody that steals it, you know, going forward, it should be that their A, B, C, and Z happens to them because of A, B, C, and Z reason. So now, then get that futuristic tie. That's one. And another thing that the fact of an encouragement of an action from the greater number of people in both instances. On the one side, the man says, oh, I can engineer, I have the resources and all. And on the other hand, in the Zainab video, she's saying that we are in the majority. And if we say we don't want, it's, you know, it cannot happen. Then thirdly, of course, there is the direct link that the actions them where they refer to if they're to happen, it would bring harm or risk to a certain set of people. Now, banding are the commonality where all two video get, you know, and that's why I specifically point to that. So now back to the and this other scenario, we don't earn somebody a 4 years, 2 months jail sentence. Again, I would ask, do you think that the law as it was applied based on prosecution, first of all, not to the judgment yet, based just on the fact that they can't go the matter in a court so fast. On the one hand, the one person was given free hand to just apologize and it goes away. On the other hand, this one was taken all through. Can we say in that instance proportionality was really paid attention to?
I still restrain myself not for even use the word proportionality because I know they see any reason for make attach the word proportionality. We go only look at how the state institution where now the Sierra Leone police when are they for the maintenance of law and order and for response to criminal conduct or unlawful behaviors, how they conduct themselves.
Yes.
And so you go only say whether they be do fear. Was it fair on the part of Zainab Sheriff when the police not been take Gadilu Kaikai? They not prefer charges against them, or they not even.
No, but I think the question of fairness would actually come in later, because whether it is fair or not, that's subjective in itself. And the reason why I ask you whether it's fair or not, because it's kind of so subjective. It's an individual notion. It's neither here nor there. But proportionality, it is.
Proportionality. If me commit crime, I go chief you.
Yeah.
You get the right for chemical police. They investigate. Then take me to court. Then find evidence there. Then carry me go to court. Then find me guilty of a chief you.
Okay.
You hear me? Then give me a jail time where proportionate to the crime I commit. But you know they bring down proportionality of crime. This one commit, this one commit. If it's proportional, I don't know if they try for get to try for say. Technically, you cannot. When you look at how the response by law enforcement agencies to the crime, the alleged crime at that time when Gadilu Kaikai be done do, and the alleged crime at this current time when Zainab Sheriff been do, how the police they respond to them. Now they look at
the proportionality of the response.
Yes,
I think maybe it's the term. We would find another synonym there. Replace that with proportionality.
I know one look at the issue, because when you talk about proportionality, if law bring also the issue of crowd control. If people they demonstrate, they protest. Now they protest with placards. Then the police come disperse that protest. They come with firearms. They begin shoot live ammunition. You try now for talk about the conduct of the police, is it proportional to the protesters? No, that's the area you talk about proportionality. How you respond to the crowd control. Now, because then you go to cutlass. You where you go, you're not proportional to what's in the day. So that's the area you talk about proportionality. Here, when you look at the response of the responsibility of state institutions, how did they respond to crime? You hearing me? Now, we take the case of Gadilu Kaikai. Is it, they say this, okay, make a public apology. For a few hours, they left her. In the case of Zainab Sheriff, where they established the case of threatening security or incitement, whereas I don't establish a threshold, they decide, say, you don't need a public apology, you they go through. That is, we refer to that as selective justice. You hear me? But I'm not going to tell for use the word proportionality. You hear me? But as selective justice. And I make a talk say, was the conduct of the police at that time on the Gadilu Kaikai and presently, was it fair in the eyes of the dispensation of justice system? Then you can say no, because it is selective.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's selective, It don't make unfair.
So when you say selective, I mean, being the preferable term for you, selective justice.
Now continue. Me, I can therefore give practical examples.
Perfect.
Now take the case of the Zanal Sheriff and the Dumbuya, the Secretary General for the All People's Congress Party. Immediately with that statement they come out, how many hours, how many weeks, or how many days it take for make the PPRC come out with a statement and find the All People's Congress Party. Now step back on the statement of the president na born this week. Today we don't hear anything from the PPRC.
No.
Now you can tell for talk that there is selective justice from the PPRC for say what the president talk is nothing, or they go talk say the still continue for investigate. But the evidence for the APC, it was overwhelming, is there, and the evidence for the statement of the sitting president is also there. It is overwhelming, but yet PPRC don't reluctant for come out with a statement for find the Sierra Leone People's Party for the statement made by the president and even the party chairman we make na Matudio. You hear me? So those things those things now make I talk about selective justice.
Okay.
You hear me? At the black council that people don't understand the angle will be they come out. You hear me? So that we can say, because when you do now that make you see the justice system, you see say there is a scale. That scale now for balance, for make sure say it not for just link one side, for all man for enjoy.
Yes.
If you the accused, you get equal right as the complainant. Until they find you guilty, then say okay go. I mean they talk say we own system that say you are presumed innocent until
proven otherwise.
That the scale that they were that in the day that we all get right for go until the fact when they present before the bench, they look at that fact and the law. They say you are guilty or not guilty.
In the specific instance of the Zainab Sheriff matter, do you think the scale was held evenly, or it was not held evenly?
On the Zainab Sheriff case?
Yes.
Well, are they also a little bit unfortunately, I now go look at waiting because for every crime there is the law, the act they provide say if you commit A. Now this type of punishment you get.
Yes.
So we go for look at what's at the threshold of incitement, of threatening statement or whatsoever. When you get that threshold, now you go look at whether the decision of the bench, the magistrate for hand down 4 years and 2 months, whether it proportionate, whether it is within the law, the punishment prescribed for breaching that particular law, that particular offense we make. So for every offense, you get a term. Don't the car will put the issue of rape. So when you go rape, which is or you go do sexual penetration on Peking, they give you a jail time or to life imprisonment.
I mean,
so that now what is it? So any judge will can that kind of thing they go before him, he get the right for give you a jail time where they make you go into life in prison.
So generally speaking, in the given scenario, of course, I mean it's in line with the provisions of the law. The sentence that was handed down to Zainab Sheriff. I did talk about commonsensically, generally, in your own instance.
Well, commonsensically, generally, opinion no they work within the law. They work within the facts and the law. So I'm not going to make an opinion where they contrary to the law. So if the law say the maximum jail term for incitement now 5 or 6 years, if the magistrate go give them 4 years, 2 months, it is within the law. So the thing is, now
and I think that's not something anybody is questioning, except otherwise.
Oh, well, so that which means that make I know give me your opinion, because if that the decision of the bench for say, I they give you this period of jail term, as long as you do it within the law, then the bench don't do the job. But now when it go outside the law, they will begin cautionize don't use an excessive powers for interpret and forgive meaning to the law.
But
and
does,
also for
but,
handout
does such system of selective justice, like how you put them, does it help for strengthening we believe in the rule of law, or it just the weaken them for?
Only weaken it undermine the trust and confidence what people they get on the justice system. Because now, when you talk about the justice system, it only limits to the judiciary, from the police to the judiciary and to the correctional services. Now, all the ones they constitute the whole aspect of the justice system. So, if anything happen, if the police do selective justice, as in the case of Gadilu Kaikai, and now they say they become so zealous that would they prefer charges against Zainab Sharif, I no go speak for the police why they do them. But if you look at you try for where you go talk say the police don't decide, because if law assume that Zainab Sharif now be a member of the Sierra Leone People's Party, and he altered this kind of statement, John Lekau, the chairman of the ruling party, make a statement, waiting for that happen. They know they look at him for say they for charge him. They go always say either they find out, they say can't make a public apology. Okay. But Zainab Sharif now on the other side, now that angle now you go begin look at whether the police, the initial phase of the criminal justice system, now the interface with the police. Yes. So, which means the police, they do their job within the ambit of what we refer to as democratic policing. And when you talk about democratic policing, now where the police, they there for the maintenance of law and order and the security of the state and the citizens. So they protect both the state and the citizens. So if they do that one day, you will find out, say, whether Gadilu Kaikai will be SLPP or not, as long as he do something to affect the states, police get a responsibility for take action. Okay. You hear me? But where you get the concept of what we refer to as regime policing. Now, regime policing, I mean, this is an SLPP government right now. So the regime where they today in power, where they in governance, who control the presidency, now they control the police. So then that make you go see the police then become so active because this statement come out from somebody who deal within the opposition. But the statement of Gadilu will be there within the ruling party. So that make state institutions therefore be very careful where they conduct yourself, because the moment you left one side, they hold them against you. And at that point they hold them against the Sierra Leone police. Why they not be charged? Let them for charge Gadilu Kaikai. Let the thing go to court. Let the court go decide, say, a statement no amount to incitement or a statement amount to incitement. Then they release them. But it not to be the police responsibility for go talk to the man, say, can't make a public apology. Not to you walk down one day. Not to go arbitrate. Even though the new criminal procedure act now, they look for alternative sentences. Yes. So if some of them they even anticipate that because of the introduction of this new CPA, for the things say there could be an alternative sentence on Zainab, so therefore do a test on the new criminal procedure act.
So bottom line, Mr. Bani, you're of the opinion that the police was not fair in Zainab Sharif then case? Are you of that opinion?
If the police are not,
they not be fair to Ram, given this analysis that you just gave.
No, I'm not going to use the word
fair.
Fair to Zainab.
Okay.
But the police are not fair in handling both scenarios. Okay. Because we said the issue of not fair to Ram, now where they breach in rights, then I go talk say they're not fair. But if they follow the due process, call them, investigate, take statements, give them what it deserve for whether they're not for bail or not treat Zainab Sharif in case fairly. Okay. Okay. You hear me? So they look at the issue itself, not the individual.
So for you guys as human rights defenders, all these recent happenings, from Gadilu Kaikai to Lansana Doumbouya to Zainab Sharif and all other things in between, are you concerned about the way how the justice system they run in this country?
Yeah, we're concerned. Well, it's not only the Gadiru Kaikai, but we don't see even the days of the former president. We don't see who say the president sacked the vice president. The court goes support say the president got for Saka.
So we go take and say
yes.
for good.
If you look the TRC report, one of the reasons we make war in Canada, this country, that because of the justice system being so bad off, that make we get the war. So that make even when the special court being calm, that be a legacy for we for make we look at the benefit of how they may handle cases within the special courts.
Okay.
How we go translate that for people there for how they do justice in interpreting, giving meaning to law by interpreting the law itself based on the fact we can. You say they get pride, say yes indeed the courts they do justice to me, so that even when they sentence you go feel that, but you don't say yes. This really I deserve this punishment.
Okay.
You hear me? That are the essence of what you will get the special court. So that legacy, what things say the courts there for you.
How would you a kind of contributing factor to this current state of the justice system that nowadays you guys are kind of hesitant for able to call things by their names? What response would you give to Sierra Leoneans then we get that particular belief there?
No, if they get the belief, they get the right for get that belief because we don't see some people there. No, they say things as they are, which are a legitimate concern, and they have the right. You hear me? And so we still have people when they look at the things as they and then call them. Means you also, and they present the fact and they talk as how they did. So which means why you see get some people where within the civil society sector they look a little bit hesitant to power. So it left to the people of this country for decide down for say no matter what, there's still hope that you still get few people where they still do something. There are few of us who will be transform this country in democracy, will be matched. May 8th will make for the Sanko, the beholder.
Okay.
Me, be lady. One me call you go the waka, they go somebody will say, they shoot at me die. Me God save me that time, and I tell God thank you. Until the day today, that I make what they see SFPP and APC, they behave this kind of way. Me heart in the bleed. It's a bleed. You hear me? And to be kind enough, this is not a joke. I tell you now, before even disarmament in this country, Namina the only person will take a foreign journalist for go Adua and meet his associate right now. We meet with them, we discuss, we come back, we take people them back to his associate. Now, McKinney, given that, now me tell his associate where he go keep you the weight. Now I tell him, I say, but look, you know, can't keep you the weight. Who then are you? He come on and do. He said, look at me, suit now I say, now you. Ask people in McKinney. Give me a say, so that make all politicians they behave that kind of way. But some of who they feel bad because they were not there. They don't. Let me just say they enjoy.
Okay, given that particular reference, the way you just make so, how would you describe the current state of the justice sector in this country?
The current state of the justice sector in the country, I go describe and say it's still like a 50-50 situation. Why they do that? You get the.
So 50% good, 50% bad.
Yes, and why? You get the infrastructural. We don't do a lot of innovation, infrastructural, what is salary structure, you know, the clerks, all it then they get, you know, they're trying for bringing modern innovation into the justice system. But outside the what is they now, that is the hard component. The software, now the how you, the individual, judges, magistrates, they interpret, they give meaning to law.
Okay.
That they the challenge there. You hear me? That's where the challenge is. It's just like the way it talks, and they take this horse, you go turn the water, but don't go force them for drink water.
Do you believe
so
that?
Now, it left now to the individual magistrates and the judges for now add value to the hard components of the transformation what they see. So that they self look at, because the judiciary are the only institution in this country. We're not answerable to anybody, even the president. They're not answerable to the president.
Yes.
They're answerable to the constitution of the
country. Is the judiciary of Sierra Leone independent? Mr. Bani, in your opinion?
In my own opinion,
yes.
It's difficult for me to go back, and even now when they see like the judiciary don't almost become an appendage to the executive.
So your answer is no, the judiciary is not independent.
You know independent because we think go make the judiciary independent. In fact, now even the budget allocation, we don't even need for make parliament go debate a judicial budget. This is a thing for just put in a bang. If the judiciary say we want $100 million, just transfer all the money go put in a system. Once they get the money, they control themselves. Nobody dictates. They are answerable to the constitution. We go see some semblance of independence in the judiciary.
Okay.
But as of now, I think there's still.
But don't you think that level of absoluteness being given to just one arm of government in itself can be dangerous? That you say, okay, if judiciary say they want 100 billion, you just give it to them like that without due process.
No. When we talk about independence, now that is the trap forget. You know why the government be decide for pay big money to the commissioner or the chairperson of the Anti-Corruption Commission. You know why? They say now for make nobody no money no influencer.
Okay.
So if you want the judiciary for make them become more independent, now for give them the voting, then for make sure say they become more independent. Nobody know they dictate. So you see you can see judiciary hold, you can see hold judiciary accountable because the parliament they will play oversight role. Once judiciary want go beyond the what is it? Parliament they bring them come.
Okay.
Say we they play with oversight role. They can't play oversight role of the executive. They equally play oversight role on the judiciary. Once parliament want go beyond the what is it? Matter can court. The judiciary they interpret the law.
Okay.
What the parliament they make. When the executive go and do something back, they go again to the same judiciary, they interpret the law. So they see that everybody get checks and balances. So nobody know they become so powerful that when you mistake, there's another arm where they hold you accountable.
If you don't follow social media since Friday, right through, the entire weekend, plenty people, civil society, people them as well don't come out and they ask His Excellency for actually exercise in powers towards independence for grant Zainab Sharif in freedom. Are you also part of those people asking for such?
Well, let's answer your question in this format. Now we'll get for look at first the toxic nature of this country. If any person really wants national cohesion and peace and tranquility, one of the things that we for do now for always ensure say we all live in peace.
Okay.
So this kind of statement, even though now unfortunate statement, me condemn. You hear me? I don't make it very clear that for we as human rights defenders, we not support anybody who they use or advocate violence. So we condemn outrightly the statement of Zainab Sharif.
Okay.
But that doesn't necessarily mean say the president gets powers where the constitution give him. Where he get the right for do prerogative of mercy. They can approach the Independence Day. And the president want to the SLPP for make use of. Like you always say, then get an opportunity for unify this country, not to for divide them.
Okay.
Because their motto or their slogan, now one country, one people. So if it is one country, one people, now just like when you get a papa, mama, as president, you are the papa of the what you say. If you begin do bad, you can punish her, but you can also give them clemency. Not so? So if the president gets that, and somebody will don't do peace and conflict studies, and you want to see this country move forward as a unified nation, I'll get all reasonable belief that president will take a step ahead. That don't necessarily mean say it undermine the justice system. But in the interest of peace, just like EWF being, graciously didn't go back, Ramalis left how I want. Not so? We can equally, the president will go that kind of way, but he get the rights, he get that powers for use the constitution, for either commit that sentence to an alternative sentence for say they go to do how you call them either some self-help.
Does the president really have such powers?
President get power for commit anything.
Okay.
That means they get even prerogative of mercy. He can look you
outside of the prerogative of mercy, way in a different thing. Can the president really
But the president get power. Then if they sentence you to death, president get the power for commit you death sentence to life imprisonment.
Okay.
That's not what itself. They get that power.
Okay.
Then get that what itself. Therefore, say the country will live as one. So me get that belief, and I see use this medium that they say when you do to Harry, you can also do to Henry. So they assume where the police will fall short on the Zainab Sheriff. I believe say the president, as the father of this nation, they settle peace now other countries. It can still bring peace na Sierra Leone.
Okay.
It can also still ensure say the opposition not for be seen as if they are enemies. They are opposition members, they are opposition supporters, but they are not enemies. So even if they fall short, now make people like you talk say they can tell the bench say tamper justice with mercy. So the president self can equally use that opportunity as we approach 65 years of this country independence day for shows that as a head of state, as a president, and as somebody who do peace and conflict study, and somebody who demonstrates with the whole world, we country don't go far, that with president they address issues that other countries have. Let it open that arm again to the opposition. And in this context, to Zainab Sheriff.
Is the judiciary a tool in the hands of the executive? Is it?
If the judiciary voting?
If the judiciary na tool na the hands of the executive, given all of these recent scenarios and every other thing where don't they happen, given the antecedents, and I'm not just talking about.
I don't give you the example of former Vice President Alhaji Chief Alhaji Sam Sumana, where the president Saka. That be judicial precedent don't set. Okay. So that make we call him president. He just we call him vice president. He just like they talk because tomorrow morning man be your job grab. He say you are fired. He not get nothing for go because they already that's a judicial precedent. Yeah. So what is it? So that been a very big challenge when the judiciary be don't put themselves. So what they expect say the judiciary for try for do something because I tell you, my brother. A lot of things if the judiciary, if the people they get pain to the executive, then they can also get pain from the legislative wing. We forget. Therefore, try away from redeem the image of the judiciary by handing down judgments, by handing down decisions. Where all man they say, even you the accused person, you go really talk say yes, indeed, I deserve this particular judgment.
At a time like this, do you think that we get really strong laws them enough where they protect everyday people like yourself, myself, and every other person? You feel say we lost them strong enough to the level of the 21st century and all waiting they happen now?
They're not too strong, but they're a lot, but they're vague.
Okay.
Yeah, because of that vague, that wide meaning where they can give definition or whatsoever. If you look even the Counterterrorism Act, where they just don't pass, where President will get the understanding that he don't even sign them.
Okay.
If you look at the definition of a terrorist, you hear me? Or what they talk, they do so now, they able to classify as a terrorist act. You hear me? So we not get the way I can always talk say. The legislative gets a lot of things for do. Because if the law, the only thing we go talk about, say the law, it gave meaning. Now, they don't even look at how they evaluate the effect of the laws that don't pass on the citizens. Now, this parliament not able to do it. They just pass law. They're not able to sit down for look at themselves or say, law will do an analysis on the laws that we don't pass. What is the effect of these laws on the citizens? When a law gets a bad effect on the livelihood of the citizens, it tells you that the law is not good. So which means they need for review and amend the law. Okay. You hear me? But we don't see Parliament don't do that yet. And a lot of laws and they were not good. And we are happy that the government don't remove Part 5 of the Public Order Act, although they bring in the Cyber Security and Crime Act, where also they talk about online, because when people don't get the opportunity for go out physically for go demonstrate, then they use the online platform for express their opinion and meet. So if they use that medium again for silence dissent, Then you don't give somebody the cow, you hold the rope.
Okay.
So why you pull one side, you bring up another body. So we
where do we go from here? How do we start? Because you know, I don't know if you don't see the Lawyers Society press release where them pull Nado, where basically they condemned first of all the way this whole thing was handled by the judiciary and the ultimate judgments that was granted. Well, in their opinion, them feel say not proportional at all. And how do you think, where do we go from here? What are some of the first steps that we need for take for mend this recurrent justice system in this country?
In the first place, even the institution we call Lawyer Society, even within the lawyers, they don't cause, in fact, more harm than good to the people of this country. So if you see the lawyers, they're not able to manage themselves, instead they break away, you go tell me now the confusion when they create more and more for the people of this country. Because I don't see any reason why the lawyers are not able to come together for iron out the indifferences and move forward. Because the more they are divided, the more they give their own ideology, their own division, then they use for give meaning to law. Then they use for interpret to the bad situation. They will get their own different interpretation, which is dangerous. For the mere fact that they divide themselves, they are causing more harm than good for the people of this country. So they suggest that they need to go all out for me, then come back together as one. And not necessarily mean say they can't work. They can work. But when they are divided, it causes more harm than good for the people of this country. And now that's what they see, even we don't see that in this country, if a situation where if you're an SLPP lawyer, you go before you get a case when the judge or the magistrate na APC, you go and begin go with this, but in the first state you say that the same thing but for APC lawyer, go back before a judge or a magistrate when an SLPP, you begin with say in the first state you say it will be seen in this country. That's the dangers. Okay. That's the dangerous aspect of the justice system. We don't allow politics for infiltrate into professional ethics. We think say it's not supposed to be.
So as we wrap up, Mr. Gbani, how do we start for break these shackles where on the justice sector and the judiciary na salona ya? What do you think now the first steps them? Who's how they begin?
Who's how they begin?
Where do we start?
We'll get a simple place.
Okay.
Just take her. If you know Mende, interpret the national pledge in Mende so that we will understand her. When you talk, the first line, he say, I pledge my love and loyalty to my country, Sierra Leone. Okay. You hear me? Ask how many judges, how many magistrates, how many politicians, how many members of parliament will they interpret that particular which serve day. In fact, the worst, now the two parties there. Okay. They pledge their love and loyalty to their party. Now they see so today. When you see APC boycott, they say their party position. They forget, say, when they need a parliament, they don't serve APC, they serve the people of this country. Okay. So they not play the love and loyalty to Sierra Leone, they play the love and loyalty to the country. They say about to serve her faithfully at all times. How many times? How many times? Just check. You know, those things, you see, are very simple. But that national pledge, now we are oath. Now the swear we'll get for talking, now this are they do for Sierra Leone. If we begin that one day, we all interpret to the latter. My brother, believe you me, APC, they see SLPP like their brother. SLPP, they see APC like brothers. They see themselves as enemy. But because they know they interpret that national pledge in the way how they for interpreter, that make they see themselves as enemies. And there is no way this country to go before. Believe me.
What are some of the risks then, given that this is just 2026 and the atmosphere in the country is just so politically charged and almost every other thing relates to green and red and what are the risks?
The risk there's you see some schools and right now they don't get red and green as sport colors. Wow. Just because this APC SLPP. Some they don't even get green and blue, green and red. Then they prefer to take other colors so that confusion not for them. I don't deal with now the two side. I come on me daddy now from the south, from a ruling house, the Banis family. Me na Gbamende. Me mama na Timni Fula, the Munuze from the north, now a ruling house. You hear me? Both the south and the north now are common two chieftaincy houses. But not then at the same area where they talk with million brothers in the south. Man, the day when they talk say, in fact, in Peking they put up, he go there per red, he go to the school, he pull and day. He say, he don't want an red. The same thing at the north. In Peking, they go ballot. Not in Peking go to the ballot and ballot. He go to green. The man go back, he pull the Peking like he say not for them green. Wow. That tell you how dangerous the thing not be. And there are people, when you wear red, the only thing they ascribe me red well to APC. Now when the APC symbol they red don't exist before the existence of APC.
And that was exactly what Tinabi wanted.
Green don't exist before the existence of the SLPP. The only thing we wear green, they ascribe to SLPP. Now when the logo they wear that palm tree. So as it did they say na SLPP. But me I dey wear green, I dey wear red, I dey wear orange, I dey wear all kind of color. Nobody no go deny me for make I not wear my colors because I'm not a politician. And they know for bring me to that kind of level. Now that kind of level, this SLPP and APC don't the judges the house quarters they wait man they be left for we. Yeah. Na salon we don't sell that. The quarters they will not sell. The reservation they will wait man they be hold for make they get for make so that people them state official the government will they go the we not go maintain them. We don't give out all to the community. In fact, they don't sell all. What will they build? What will they make? Instead, na fet to the fet. Boycott. Me, na me get power today, I know they listen to you. You there on your position. We begin use the police. The same police, APC, SLPP. You go remember Lion Lawrence Lima. When be there in opposition, he get all kind of objective way they give to the police. Now the worst, it described them all kind of way. APC, they be get the best adjective that the best police. When APC, SLPP can win. That same guy, President Sabi do something. The man will condemn the police. Now the institution go put them back for manage the police. Now you read the man they talk here. We get a professional force. Okay. Imagine this man will talk about this group, this same police institution. It not change you. Now just the leadership change, but the institution still did it. It's in a professional force. Okay. APC they in opposition. That police they talk about the best police. They say, hey, the power. Well, they're dangerous. They're not fine at all. So then two political parties here for pipe down. For stop the rhetoric, or else when they go to 2028, this country will go there 100 years. Change is not there because as long as the two political parties not see themselves as partners in development.
And yeah, this one let's bring it closer to home. Civil society, whether an activist on human rights and all, how you go describe this pattern where it seems to be a pattern of very vibrant activists. Monday, just let's say Monday, so they in a radio and TV, they talk as an activist, they in a civil society, they are neutral, they are apolitical, and by that weekend, by Friday, you see them contesting for positions within political parties. Don't you think that in itself don't be something where don't they, puts the credibility of civil society activists and every other person within that apolitical space, they don't bring disrepute to una character and even don't reduce the trust where Sierra Leoneans they get for una. Again, if that then are the case, what do you think? Do you subscribe to those way the peddle the opinion that there should be at least a law where indicates that you cannot come out just from being a civil society activist and where you don't declare that it's an apolitical role, you have no political affiliation, nothing at all, and then the next day you are chairman or deputy chairman or PRO or secretary of a political party?
Well, if they put that law, it will become discriminatory. Everybody get the right for going to politics. The only thing, you cannot be a politician and at the same time be a civil society. You can either be one side. So that makes some the way they make them move away, then go into politics. So they can't stay at the same side. We don't lose trust because if you they see you attached, you allow yourself to SLPP. If they talk anything, I like now the fact they talk. Yeah. The APC side, they see you say that all everything about SLPP. In fact, even though they talk the truth, you could be told the truth, they didn't take you serious. The same thing with SLPP. If they don't identify you with APC, the line, I'm not can blame a civil society they come out from civil society go join politics because they're not right. The only thing is that you can align yourself with a political party, but you know they align you self for undermine your professional competence or for make sure say you undermine your credibility. You hear me? We all may not become an anti to you.
Yeah.
So you work with her. Some of you now like us don't so. When SFPP come in power, you remember say President Bio will make executive orders, including Human Rights Commission, where they remove all the commissioners. That may cause problem for in government. GANRI, the Global Alliance for Non-Human Rights Institutions in Geneva, constitute the commissioner at that time. Then they remove the graded status. You hear me? That matter they reach we. I write letter to GANRI. I not only stop there. I talk with the resident coordinator at that time. They inform GANRI that they forget me to meet. I go Geneva. I meet with the GANRI. We discuss. They not withdraw the graded status. That is, he talk say it a compliment government effort. All what we tell them is that make the government do wrong. Okay. For remove the commissioner there. They may get the right for establish a tribunal. If they find them wanting, let the tribunal suggest. But two wrongs, no, they make one right. So if the government don't pull the commissioner then come out, we know we can't talk say they bring the car again. The people of this country not for them without a human rights commission. Okay. So you see the argument. We say now allow this process let go through. If they put them false short, make GANRI no give graded status. But when they put them, they do if assessment, they maintain the graded status. Okay. Those are some of the things we can also do for support the government. They're not even know. But Pislaswa tell me personally, we'll go engage them for say, then for pay the commissioners the money. Now I say, you can't talk about pay. Look what him GANRI the right. I still have the letter I read to GANRI. I get her. On behalf of this government, what do I when in the council they can talk evil society? They don't even know what they do for support the government. And we are doing a lot of things. And we are not evil society. At the time we did that streets, we are not evil society. We are civil society, we bring democracy. But today, when you say something against the SLP, we're not in favor of them, they say evil society.